in the dungeon of the place. Got Dick Gregory live at the Village Gate, which was it's a recording I've heard somewhat, but I haven't heard the whole thing. But it was recorded in my native New York City, obviously in the Village, where all great comedy happens. So I'm excited to share this with you guys tonight. I hope you enjoy what we're doing, and I hope you join us. Side 1, Dick Gregory, live at the Village Gate.
Goddamn noise out What you doing, Joe? Feeding him good? How you get so fat, man? I knew you used to look like Jesus in there. All right. Oh, you still got the bit on the pen. You still do it. All depends on which one you talking about. We got one now. That's right. We got one supposed to look like the real one was supposed to look. Yeah. Can't say if Christ dead, you white folks better hope he don't come back. That's right. Because if he do, he gonna sue you for defamation of character. Yeah, you gonna ask a whole lot of people where them pink eyes came from. He got it. Let me see now. But sure, it's nice seeing you, bro. How you doing, brother? Say, who's working the mic? Y'all do something to the mic, man? Can you all hear okay? All right. You can. Hey, do something. Put something up. Huh? All right. There we go. How about it? You cooking anything, brother? Well, blow that damn fire out there. You Catholic? Blow it out there. Yeah, get that Catholic bag, baby. You know, hip bag if you know what they're doing, you know. Now you're barbecuing now. Look at that goddamn smoke crack. Where's your home? New York. Before that? You know what I was talking about in the first place, didn't you? I was trying to find out if you knew some cousins of mine. You know, where were you before? New York. Arkansas, damn right. Yeah. You knew I knew it in the first place. Yeah. I could tell the way you blew that candle out there. You lunged at it like we lunge at watermelon in Arkansas. Can I ask, what kind of work do you do? Trucking? Trucking. That ain't the kind they used to talk about. Hey, y'all just got, are you with the Teamsters? You with the Teamsters? Teamsters mess y'all around in Chicago. You see the Teamsters got the big one. Did you dig that? $165 an hour raise, baby. Did you dig that? Damn right. How much y'all settle for? 18 cents more. 18 cents more. What the hell you mean 18 cents? 18 cents more than what? 18 cents more than what you was getting. Damn right. Them brothers, they took care of business in Chicago then. Yeah, they was crying. They said if you get that raise, the baby food's gonna go up. Cat said, we don't give a goddamn. Ain't no babies driving trucks anyway. Now, you all gonna reopen up your contract, or y'all locked yourself in there? Huh? All right. And y'all might get in trouble driving one of them trucks through Chicago with them cheap wages y'all settle for. Matter of fact, I might throw a brick at you myself. Nobody in New York know what to do. You know that? Oh yeah, look at your construction workers. They around here acting like damn fools now. Jumping on white folks. They know who to jump on though, don't they? They didn't jump on them Puerto Ricans other than they burnt that flag up, did they? A lot of people put the hard hats down because they fought a war, but I mean, you got to understand that any man drives one of them bulldozers all day long, it's easy to fall in love with a tank. You know, anytime the cat be on one of them jackhammers all day long, it's possible he'll have homosexual tendencies for a machine gunner. This is a hell of a town here. Hell of a town here. This town is something else. And this is the worst time of the year to be here in New York. You know that? No, that's right. It's when all the tourists come to town. All them folks from Goosenake, Nebraska. You know? Yeah, they be pouring in with their Howard Johnson credit cards. And all they want to do is see three things, right? Radio City Music Hall, the Statue of Liberty, and then the Gray Line take them to Harlem and show them a black moose when they're happy. Yeah, I don't know. At this time, poor John Lindsay, he has so much bad luck. As if, no, I mean, this cat really has. Every time you look around something, now they're blowing up police stations, you know. And that really frightens me as much as I stay in jail. I tried to get arrested today and walked past the precinct, and a big sign said, "Caution, getting arrested may be hazardous to your health." If guys is throwing some dynamite in the police station. Yeah, I knew a cousin of mine who got busted for jaywalking. He gave him 2 hours. He was so nervous he broke out. Yeah, it's the first time in my life, man, I see prisoners in jail. They're so scared they ask the guards to search their visitors. I just sit and I say, "Hey guard, would you search my mama before you let her in here?" So you're not scared your mama gonna blow you up? Say, "Well, I'm in here for forwarding a check on her account." Yeah, Lindsay really had jail. I wouldn't be surprised if luck y'all have in New York if you pick up the paper tomorrow morning and read where the Statue of Liberty done got knocked up. By a Russian tugboat. Well, good luck. Hey, baby, why don't y'all move to Chicago? At least you'd be getting, because they got some big dough there. In Chicago, I mean, if you just dig Chicago, bad town, Well, sort of. So y'all slick here, so y'all let all y'all gangsters live in Newark and work out of here. So y'all gonna get the rap for all that stuff. But Chicago, we keep our gangsters right there, And this is a weird town, some dirty folks in Chicago. Chicago the only place in the world where a cat put a slug in a March of Dimes box. They didn't ask for a receipt. So he can write off on his income tax. I first moved to Chicago, I'm walking down the street and ran across a cat that stole a tombstone. Now you can't get much lower than that, right? Cat said, "Hey, come here. And I didn't want to come, but the cat standing on the corner with a big rock. I better go see what it is. I said, "Yeah, baby, what you want?" He said, "I got a nice buy if your name is Smith." But other than that, Chicago's all right. You ought to come on there and check it out. At least you'd make more than if you. And let me ask you something, since we were friends, what kind of stuff do y'all be hauling? Anything. Yeah, it sure sounds exciting. You ever ask him what anything is? You ought to check that out one day. Yeah. My cousin was the first black bus driver in St. Louis. Yeah, we fought hard, yeah. But then he blew the gig week after he was on. He went off his route to go check his old lady out. With the bus. And his luck so bad, the president of the company happened to be on the bus. Oh, yeah. He said he didn't give a damn, though. You know. Bus wasn't his anyway. We were so excited. You know what it is? See, y'all was in New York, y'all had things come together, especially like that. But you know how thrilling it was to see Black Cat driving the bus, man? Yeah, see, y'all, a lot of things. Well, see, that's one way y'all fortunate, a lot of ways you're not. But I never will forget that day, man. It was a nervous day. They said, we got him, man. And half the black folks didn't believe it. They said, he stole it. Yeah, but I'm sorry y'all didn't hold out for that. But you know who was pretty mellow though? The postman, yeah. Yeah, the postman, them, because them meat cats, them cats bark about something. Yeah. Everybody ought to start asking for. People that don't even need money ought to ask for something. People that ain't even working ought to ask for a raise. They get the postmans. You see what Nixon did to him? Nixon really surprised me on that because, you know, the postmen are some beautiful cats, man. They don't be humbugging. They can be left wing, right wing, Ku Klux Klan, NAACP. Once they put the uniform on, this here's your letter, man. I dig the postman, baby, because they're easy to get along with, you know. I mean, you know, they want you to give them something for Christmas, but if you don't give them, they don't be all mad and hide your mail. And the postman's an easy cat to give a gift to, you know. Just give him a dozen white business socks, he'd be happy, you know. But I was so upset when Nixon, you know, did to him what he did, because that really kind of made me mad, because, you know, I dig the postman, yeah, and I didn't believe they had guts enough to say, we ain't going to deliver nothing, dig it? He brought the soldiers out on him. Right here, you was here, right here in New York City. I know them soldiers went crazy. Man, the cat down in Fort Benning, Georgia, Jim, they taught him how to be one of the world's greatest killers, man, throwing hand grenades and shooting out his bazooka and shit, and he ready to go, graduate, yeah, let me get to him. He said, go to New York and deliver the mail. I sure would like to get that New York post office. You know, y'all might have something in that post office other than mail. Dig it? Yeah. But then Nixon surprised me when he brought the army out on the soldiers. You know, I mean, the soldiers out on the postmen. Because you ever heard Nixon describe his silent majority? He said they're humble folks. Little people. Hard workers. A lot of complaints and never complain. That's the postman. Yeah, Nixon show you silent majority what he think. The first time you open your mouth, you ram a tank dead down your throat. Yeah? And I didn't realize the postman was so hung up. You realize, you know, the postman was just making $6,000 a year, and then after 20 years, they might move up to $8 grand. Damn, you believe that? I see why dogs be chasing them all the time. Now, anybody that stupid got to make a good dinner, right? You say anything you want to say. I dig the postman, Jim, because they always. You ever seen the day the mailman didn't show up? Ain't no such thing as a bad day, man. I mean, you know, to deliver a letter, man. I know bank presidents don't make it, but all the doors, yeah. You know, school teachers don't make it. Postman ain't never missed a day. That's right. Postman ain't there. I know. Like one of my block works so hard, he delivers on Sunday sometimes. He forget he ain't supposed to be there. That's right. And it's so beautiful. They don't humbug them. They just say, here's your letter, man. It can snow, blizzard, 40 days, snow all the way up to the rooftop. People can't get out the house. Hand reach over the snow. Here's your letter, man. Walk down the street, man, and an earthquake hit the town. Everybody's looking for their loved ones. Everything that fell down in the cracks. While you out looking, hand come up under the crack. Here's your letter, man. He called the army out on that, man. Cat, that beautiful, man. You know, Postman's the only cat I know, man. Only cat I know, man, that would walk up 27 flights of stairs to deliver a piece of junk mail. Advertising a 2-cent Tootsie Roll sale to some old broad that's had sugar diabetes for 40 years. Say, you think Jimmy be getting out soon? What do you think? Huh? You the first Teamster I've been around. Did he do it? You know, I knew Jimmy was going to jail before you Teamsters did. Yeah, I was hitchhiking on the highway one day, see 5 trucks coming out the highway singing, "We Shall Overcome." All right, brother, glad to have you, man. Hey, thanks for the ride the other night. Yeah, sure. Yeah. How about you, brother? Where's your home? New York City. You, what kind of work do you do, man? Real estate. How about that? Yeah, how about that? Yeah. What you sell? Real estate. Real estate. Yeah, I remember was an Indian in real estate once. Sold all Manhattan. Yeah. You see when they turned the Indian lights out there in Alcatraz? Did you catch that, man? The president told him to do that. Yeah. Yeah. That's how General Custard messed up. Yeah. See, I understand that big powwow down Little Bullhorn. Sitting Bull is roasting corn on open fire. Custer said, "Let's go put the fire out." That was the last thing he ever blowed on. Real estate's pretty hip, man. Did you go to school and major there? In real estate? They teach courses? I mean, is that what you major in, real estate? You went to college for real estate in a private institution for what? You know, private institution could be a jail. You mean you went to college and majored in real estate? So what school was that? CCNY. So 4 years. Oh, 6 months. You didn't graduate, you just didn't go back one day, huh? Fucking thing. Holiday rolled around, you thought that was it, huh? Yeah, well, a whole lot of people, if they go to school for 6 months, got to go to some private institutions. Yeah. I hope you're doing well. Huh? Selling a lot of them houses and things. Yeah, beautiful. Well, I wish you all the luck in the world. Yeah, okay. Beautiful. How about you, my man? Where's your home? Where's your home? McCarty? Is that New York? Yeah, where you from? No, I don't care. Either way. New York. Yeah. Can I ask you what kind of work do you do? Oh, recording. Oh, you have a recording industry? You work for what company? RCA. Oh, I thought it was your company. See, that's a game, man, y'all playing. Hey there, I'm recording. Who you recording? I work for a company. Who? RCA. Right? Next thing you tell me you're janitor now. That's the next thing you tell me, right? You engineer, I know you're engineer. Hey, I got a couple of records with RCA. It's doing pretty good. Good. Yeah. All right, we're gonna split. Where you living now? Huh? Yeah, I said, what kind of work you do? Book publishing. So good. Got them little bitty ones. Yeah. What company are you in? Oxford. Oh, that's big. Y'all publish some way out stuff, man. You know? Yeah, you got words in the book, that stuff. No, they got some pretty hip stuff. What's your bestseller you got going for you, huh? Y'all publish a lot of educational stuff. The Bible, you don't publish the Bible. You don't publish it. You're responsible for Billy Graham's script. Is that who published the Bible? That's a good hustle, man. Out of all the things to pimp, I couldn't think of anything any better, man. That and prostitution have held up down through the years. Each year you set new records with sales, right? I'm publishing I got 3 books I got turned in for Harper Road. Hey, when you get through, come back to back. Let me show you my cover for my new book. See what you think about it. Okay? All right. Good.
This is nigga.
I was a little late coming on tonight because I was over in Newark helping, Brother Ken. And that's a weird feeling, man, to be over in Newark pulling for Ken Gibson. I usually like to pull for folks that I know is going to jail. And you know that man is going to jail, right? There ain't no doubt about that. He out campaigning for votes. I told his son, that you better tell your daddy he ought to be out trying to campaign to get him some friends on the parole board. That's right. His son tell me think he didn't do it. I was talking to Lester Maddox boy the other night. Yeah. You know the one went to jail? Got arrested? Yeah. That's right. It wasn't his fault. It was Lester Maddox's fault. That's right. That's right. His son said, Daddy, next time you hit me one of them act hounds, I'm going to steal something. And his dad didn't believe him. And he hit him with one of them old act hammers. He went out and stole something. I have a cousin I went to see in Newark that he was so thrilled. This cousin of mine don't believe in nothing, man. He don't want to participate in nothing at all, man. But when Ken Gibson won, he was so excited, man. He called me up. He said, baby, let me tell you something. He said, not only did he win, he got a lot of white votes. And I said, cuz, this ain't you, is it? Baby, it touched me so much that so many white folks voted for Ken, I turned in all them television sets I stole during the last ride. And then told me tonight if Ken win Tuesday, he gonna turn the picture tubes in too. He's the hippest cousin I got when it comes to, doing things not getting caught. I got an old fool cousin live in Harlem. When they had to ride in Harlem, he went out and stole him 47 television sets the first night and didn't get caught. And they caught him 3 days later. He was stupid enough to mail in them 90-day warranties. Yeah, the cat interviewed me the other day. Newsman, he said, Mr. Gregory, why do you think there were no rides last year? Now, how the hell I know? We're the only people in America who they give a ride season to. July through August. And last year we didn't show. And it upset a whole lot of people, man. They walk around, where were you? We had the tanks waiting for you. Well, take them and deliver the mail with her. And a lot of people, don't know why we didn't ride last year. We just got tired of stealing all them old bad, no good products. So when the ride season starts this year, we ain't stealing no more Motorola's, baby. So today, when this cat asked me, he said, Mr. Gregory, why would you say there were no rides in the black community last year? Now, I can't tell him I don't know, because he said I'm just militant and lying to him, right? No, they really believe I know, right? So he asked me, and I tell him just like I know. Why do you say there were no rides in the black community last summer? I said there were no rides in the black community last summer because all the black leaders was in Ireland serving as technical advisors. Now in Ireland, they doing their thing over there. Them Irish Catholics and Protestants is fighting and battling one another 6 days a week. Then on Sunday, they go to church and pray over that brick. Something? I look at Ireland. It don't make no difference who's riding, where the rides are being held. All cops react the same way to rides. See? In Ireland, the Catholics and the Protestants is fighting like hell, and the Irish cops blame it on outside agitators. Billy Graham and the Pope. I don't know when you stop and think about all the religious hassles that's going on in the world today. You ever thought about that? In Ireland, the Catholics and the Protestants is fighting one another, the Jews and the Arabs is fighting one another. Sometimes it kind of makes you wonder what great secrets the atheists have that makes them act so godlike. Because I understand in Ireland now, the right-wingers in Ireland is blaming all the problems on Irish extremists like H. Rap O'Brien, Eldridge McCleaver. You know, I don't know how many Irish Catholics we have in the house with us this morning, but in case there's some among us that has some loved ones in jolly old Ireland, next time you get in touch with them, tell them Brother Greg said if they really want to overcome and have a smashing victory against the Protestants, they should start acting more like black folks. They should quit all that damn looting and burning. Pull themselves up by their bootstraps. Tell them, go on out and get them some jobs. Little work ain't never hurt nobody. Most of all, you got to tell them they got to learn how to be patient. They're just moving too damn fast. Damn right, Harlem wasn't built in a day, baby. What the hell?
All right, so that was side A, and that was dope. That was dope. A couple of things made me crack up. H. Rap O'Brien, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. You don't even see mastery and cleverness like that nowadays. So that was dope. He basically spoke about everything that's going on today, from like riots, looting, minimum wage. Minimum wage was $1.65, and they were excited about that. We trying to get it to what, 15? I think 15 now. But that just goes to show you, you know, the even with inflation, shit is slow. And just how the more things change, the more things stay the same, right? Like, we could raise minimum wage, but then cost of living goes up. And it almost feels like there's a conspiracy. It feels like there's some type of system that's like literally built to keep us running in circles and not actually achieving what we believe we're supposed to be achieving, or what our goals seem to be. It always seems like, okay, now we did that. Oh, well, now you gotta start over. Now you gotta pay a mortgage instead of rent or whatever it is. Also like the fact that he's obviously the Village Gate has like a real beatnik hippie thing going on, because it's like a candle lit show, and people are like blowing out candles during the set. I think that's very interesting. And the mail in Chicago. Sadly, even back then we were talking about violence in Chicago and police corruption in Chicago, and now today we're still dealing with that. Still dealing with, you know, police violence. So just I didn't mean for it, but I knew, you know, playing Dick Gregory this week was going to be on the nose. And I knew that he was going to be very relevant to the conversations and the thoughts and all the things, all the tragedies, all the traumas, all the various pains that we're going through. I just knew Dick Gregory, he'd have something to say about it. Yeah. So moving along, we'll be playing side B of Dick Gregory live at the Village Gate, New York City.
Dashing dad. Shows weird, see? And you know, the FBI lied. The FBI made people think they caught him. And you know that? The FBI didn't catch Dancing Dan. No. I got a friend of mine on the police department. They tell me Dashing Dan got mugged on his way to the getaway car. But people shouldn't even try to rob banks no more. Don't nobody rob banks like they used to in the good old days, you know. Yeah, dashing down, going to the bank all dressed, Jim, looking like a school teacher with a note. I ain't no way to rob no bank, man. You know, it takes all the excitement out. That's hard. Can't get it, blow his gig, man. Go back to the president and say, "Don't send me a note, and I gave Mary." Or you don't get no. Yeah, there's no way to do it. Rob a bank, you got to come in, man, and just cover yourself and everybody else, you know. Here's a note. My name's Dashing Dan. This is the 35th bank robbery. Please don't take a picture of my left side. It's the bad side, right? Ain't nobody rob banks like Frank and Jesse, baby. Frank and Jesse rob a bank, they go and shoot up the damn bank for an hour before they even ask for what they want. They shoot it up. Look, cat say, "Jesse, what you want?" So, I don't know, Frank ain't got out of bed yet. Oh, you see my man hijack that plane, yeah? They asked for $100,000 and got it. And then decided inflation was so high that wasn't enough. Then the damn fool wasn't clever. Dig it? No, he could have, you know, see, you can't take one of them big planes. And the insurance company say, now, 62 people on the plane, you can't blow the plane, we are out of $25 million. Dig it? And so they say, give him, you know, $5 million if he asked for it. That damn fool asked for more than the plane was worth. He asked for $100 million, I said, shoot the goddamn plane out the sky. Yeah, that's right. Shoot the plane out the sky and we'll still save $50 million. Can you imagine somebody's being that damn crazy? $100 million. Man. I mean, that was so stupid because he asked for it in small bills. I mean, he'd have had to hijack 5 more planes just to haul the bread, yeah? I don't know, man. But them airlines, man, is, I don't dig them. I'd be glad anything bad happened to the airlines. But them the lineless folks, you get on planes much? You travel much? You have a chance to travel planes? You ever been out there at the ticket counter, they be lying about the plane? You know, damn good well the plane didn't crash, right? Well, we're expecting it any minute, you know. Be out there 3 days, man, trying to get to St. Louis, man. And not only is the airport closed down in St. Louis, Jim, a flood and wiped out the runway. They won't tell you that. They say, well, we have difficulties in Kansas City. Dig it? They know what's happening, right? That's what I love about Greyhound, Jim. Their customers are so earthy. You can't lie to them cats because they'll burn Greyhound down to the ground. That's right. That's right. Them cats be on Greyhound. They might not have sophistication like you folks be traveling on them planes all the time, but at least Greyhound know better than to lie to them. No, you go out to Greyhound, them cats say, the bus is not here. It might not be here this month. Dig it? No, that's right. Had no cat standing at the ticket counter saying, any minute it's coming. We got on the radar. It should be in. He'd be there 5. I'll go out to the airport and white folks be mad. Then they be there, cats, I already got there. It's 8 o'clock this morning, them. You know? 8 o'clock what morning? You know, it's I've been there 3 days, Jim. Beard and growed all the way down to his knees, yeah? What happened to that Greyhound, Jim? Old Blood just walked up and said, hey, baby, what time that bus gonna get here? That's right. That's right. See? Got his money tied up in his handkerchief, Jim. Mark, bus. Dig it? Yeah, them earthy cats, Jim. That's what it is. Yeah, I got a cousin like that. My cousin don't read too well, but they don't lie to him in Greyhound. No, he don't read well, don't know nothing about no road map, can't tell time, dig it? Don't know nothing about wind pressures, you know, barometric pressures and all that, wind velocity, he don't know about that. All he know is when we take him down to the bus station and put him on the Greyhound, he know when he get through that 3rd chicken ring, he's supposed to be in Memphis. And baby, if you ever get through that 3rd chicken wing and the bus ain't in Memphis, somebody in trouble. That's right. That's right. Greyhound will be minus a bus. That's right. Oh, what the hell? I don't know. Oh, well. Y'all show a good crowd tonight. You know, we've had a lot of you New Yorkers, a lot of you folks been coming ever since the New York Times gave me that good review. Did y'all see that review of the New York Times out there? Weirdest place in the world. But y'all don't go nowhere to the New York Times tell you it's okay. New York Times give a good review to a race ride. Everybody want to go see it. Let's go through it. Here, cat now. Hey, dear, look here in the New York Times. There's a black cat in Harlem can throw a Molotov cocktail straighter than Joe Namath can throw a football. Let's go catch him tonight. Y'all go catch a player in the New York Times on strike. Y'all don't give no opinion on it until they come off strike. How'd you like to play? I don't know. Was it good? I don't know. Place stay open. Crowds, everybody's going. The New York Times on strike. People be lined up way around the block. New York Times on strike says a bad play. Don't want nobody go no more. I don't know about y'all, man. Y'all sitting here laughing and having fun tonight, drinking it up and, doing your thing like there is no Agnew. That's right. A lot of people down on the cat, but I kind of dig him myself, Now you say all you want, boo all you want. I don't give a damn. I still dig him, I didn't dig him calling the kids bums, but the reason I didn't dig that because they ain't never said nothing about pimps, hoes, prostitutes, and dope pushers. But that's the only reason I didn't dig. If they say bad things about bad folks, I don't mind them saying things about the young folks. But the bad folks in the country, they don't never say nothing bad about it. They're always eating dinner with them. But I dig Agnew because, let me tell you why I dig Agnew. I think Agnew putting everybody on. I do not believe it's humanly possible for one man to be born that dumb. If Agnew was as dumb as he wants us to believe he is, he wouldn't be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. If Agnew was as dumb as he wants us to believe he is, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd hijack a train and tell the conductor, take me to Cuba. He a dumb cat, man. But I dig him because he's consistent, And I wouldn't be surprised if Agnew got on television next week and called Nixon a honky. See, the only time Agnew bothers me is when Nixon leaves the country. That scares me then. No, I mean, you see, Agnew just reminds me of the type of cat that would make a crank call to the Russians on the hotline. Hello, Kosygin, how's your mama? Why you ask, boy? I don't want to send a dozen roses when I got a dozen missiles headed your way. Oh, well, what the hell. But, I don't mean to frighten you youngsters that's been to college, nothing like that. You parents that have kids in college, but I do want you to know that Agnew finished college. And wanted to go into real estate. But instead, he started to work for a record company, publish a book, and drive a truck. Dig it. Agnew went to the University of Baltimore. Do you know that? Yeah. Dig this. I talked to one of his classmates, and they tell me he was such a dumb cat. They tell me one of the cats living in a dormitory with him said Agnew was so dumb. One night they all held a panty raid, and they said Agnew was the only cat came back home with a jockey strap. Oh, well, what the hell. Well, you're such a young crowd. I love young folks. A lot of people be putting y'all down, but I guess it's because I got, 8 kids. Matter of fact, I just had my eighth child last month. Number 8, 9-pound boy. It's a big one. Damn. You sound like you had that one. Yeah, you say damn, she didn't say nothing about it, Yeah, 9 pounds, yeah. And dig, it was weird because this was the first child of mine I was able to be home for. You know, a couple of them I was in jail when it happened. A couple of them I was out trying to get that old hospital money together because we got good hospitals in America for the 5 or 6 people that can afford them in this country. Yeah, they go, man. You ever seen a cat get hit in the street there? Before they take him, they be searching his pocket trying to see what kind of insurance he got. Yeah, he laying there dead. Yeah, they be searching this thing. Yeah, you know. That's why I love living in the ghetto. Yeah, guess they get hit. Just take me to Beulah Maybell. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Better put some herbs on it. Yeah, you know. A lot of you white folks thought all that stuff we was doing was crazy, but as high as medicine got, you're gonna be trying that old turpentine and Kool-Aid. Yeah, them old home remedies we used to use is getting kind of famous now. Yeah, I had a white cat call me up the other day and told me, white cat from the South, a cop too, you know. See, I understand you colored folks, he said. You colored folks fix up herbs and stuff, you know. And say, I hear you talking, it sounds like you have a lot of love in your bosom. And although I'm a southern cop, my daughter's sick, and my wife's sick, and I'm sick. What kind of herbs would you black folks mix up for that? Let me know. I said, get you some sugar and gasoline. He said, you just drink it? I said, no, you heat it up first. He said, you sure that'll cure us? Even if it won't, you won't be around here to be bothered with it. Yeah, so dig. You know, like I said, I was at home, and my wife's so cool. I can't tell when she's gonna get ready. She never complains. I said, Lily, you think you go tonight? She's gonna do with it, right? She said, when's it coming? Between the first and third week of May. I said, come on, y'all know better than that. When's it coming? You know? They said that to get me home, because I'm home, you know. And so I happened to go out the house, and I was gone at the time. Matter of fact, I was working in a nightclub, Mr. Kelly's in Chicago. And just as I finished the last show, that's when I knew the baby was here. Didn't interfere with my gig. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Last show, the phone rang. I picked up the phone. I said, Lil, she said, yeah, hurry home. And so I said, okay. I tried to be cool, you know. So I jumped in, went on home, and ran up 10 flights of steps. I couldn't wait for the elevator. Nervous, you know. This is a hell of a thing, you know. 8 kids, and this is the first one to be home for. I ran in the house, grabbed my wife, ran out to the elevator, got all the way down to the garage, put in the car before I realized I grabbed the maid. Oh, my old lady was mad. Yeah, she was a little bit madder than she's supposed to be, you know. She said, who you think called you? I said, you want to go have the baby, you want to stay in Argo? So I went on down, cool, you know, got in the machine. We drove on over, you know. She said, you mighty cool driving over. I just made her think that was just me, but I had been rehearsing, trying to get to the hospital, you know, in the daytime. I make my little trail, you know, and I leave little sugar marks so I know where to turn, you know. So then I get to the hospital, and once I get to the hospital, we had so many babies at that same hospital, they donated us a private room with revolving doors. So I go, and you have any kids, bro? You have any kids? It's weird. Have you ever been there? Been in the hospital on the scene, or while you're on the road have you ever been here? Hospital? Them girls don't know what we go through, do they? They think we go through something, don't they? Can't just come and take our wife away from us and roll them on down the hall, taking their clothes off of them. And we know where they're going to be looking, don't we? Yeah. That ain't funny. And they're going to charge me too? Damn. I used to go to the drive-in and do the same thing with my hand and get slapped. I never got no big dough. Damn. No, I mean, that's a hell of a thing. I'm glad I went over there, because I didn't know all that went on, yeah. No, I thought them women carried them in the room, yeah. No, they be them stone doctors be carrying, they're grinning, them hurrying up to get in. Especially them old ones, see them old ones be coming down. Old ones, yeah, them watches, yeah. They ain't delivered a baby in 40 years. You know, they just hang around the hospital on the high birth season, dig it? It was weird, so I went on in and they had me in the room. Did you wait in the waiting room? Have you ever been to the waiting room? They ain't never been to where they make us stay. That little bitty old dingy looking place, you know, all cats all huddled up, you know, scared, dig it? And I said, damn man, what you so scared? You act like your lady's gonna have an elephant or something, dig it? Shit, I mean, this is nature's new life, dig it? Guess what, I'm just worried. I'm worried about what, man? What the hell you worried about? You know, people just worry about everything. Worry about life. Worry about death. When you're born, you're in a crib 3 feet long. When you're dead, you're in a grave 6 feet deep. Why worry over a yard? Because all the changes you go through, all you're going to cop is a yard. Man. I found that out. You know, success and failure run so close together, you can't tell one from another. And when I was down there scuffling in, couldn't get to my eats, turnip was hard to come by then. And have nothing, you know, wife and family trying to make it then, times was hard, mental depression. I tried to commit suicide in a basement apartment. Check that out, how you gonna kill yourself jumping up? Then I hit it big in show business one day, got everything to live for, damn near slip out the hotel window and kill myself. So I'm standing in this waiting room, yeah, it's a weird set in the waiting room. There was a hippie and a right winger in there with me. And so they was all nervous and everything. And my baby boy was born first. I passed both of them out some cigars, you know. And then the little old right winger, he had a baby girl, you know. And he passed out everybody pictures of Ronald Reagan, autographed. You know. So he was surprised when I took my picture and tucked it in my briefcase. He said, I know you don't want that, do you? I said, sure. He said, I thought you was Dick Gregory. I said, yeah. What you be doing with a Ronald Reagan picture? I said, I don't know if you know it or not. I don't know if you're aware of the fact that Regan spelled backwards is nigger. You slow readers figure it out next week, you know. That's why I hope Regan kind of straighten up and behave himself so he can go on and become president of the United States so we can boast we got a backward nigger in the White House. Well, just when I got ready to leave, the little old hippie's baby was born. Jim, he passed out everybody some reefers, Jim. That's right. Reefers and autographed copies of pictures of Tony Curtis, baby. You know, that's right. I'm going to catch Tony Curtis's new movie, High Before Noon. So dig, isn't that a weird feeling after your baby's born and they finally, after they get around to it, tell you to come look at your child? And then they don't let you get on the other side of the glass. Did you know that? Keep them babies, isn't that weird? Keep on the other side of the glass and make you put all that old stuff on. I said, well, man, what the hell's wrong with you? Well, you can't get over there. Something might be wrong. I said, what the hell's wrong with me now? It won't be wrong with me 5 days from now when the baby get home. You know, if it's wrong with me now, it's wrong with me then. Dig it? Whatever I got, he gonna get it then, so let me see it now. So if I got something, he can get it early and y'all can keep it. Dig it? Let it get sick on me. They bring him, hang him up, hold him up at the glass. You ever see them do that? You know? Yeah. But they're a little better in Chicago in the South. They just hold him by the neck. You know? Never one knew what those 3 Ks was on that browser. You know? Here's your baby, boy. Me? But dude, I had a strange thing happen to me because before I could leave the waiting room, and did you put that old funny gown on and all this stuff? You didn't have to do that. But before I could leave the waiting room, the New York Times had called. You know, Miss Gregory? I said, yes. So I understand you just had a baby boy. I said, no, I did not. Write that on me. I'm responsible for one. But I didn't have it. You know how the New York Times do. You know. Mr. Gregory had proudly announces he had a 9-pound baby boy. And so I said, well, yeah, so my wife had one, a little boy, 8th kid. He says, weren't you at the last ecology rally? So I said, yeah, what's that all about? He said, don't you know we're supposed to limit our families to 3? I said, that's what you white folks talking about. You ain't checked none of that out with us, you know. As a matter of fact, I had 6 for y'all decided that, so even if I go along with it, I got 1 more to go. So dig it, just when I get ready to leave, the nurse runs in, dig it? And she recognized me coming in, said, that's Dick Gregory, dig it? And she's sister too, you know. So she figured, you know, being a sister and got that gig, you know, there. But, you know, she would do me a favor because she kind of dig me because I've been in civil rights. So she said, you know, I'm not going to let this here cat here come look through the window at his baby like the rest of the cats do, right? So what I do, I'll grab the baby and bring it down and show it to him, dig it? And she was so nervous, she grabbed the wrong one. She come down there with a white baby, you know? So here's your baby. And before I could say anything, the baby started talking. No, 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 no. Tell me babies can't talk. And see too. Come on. Well, they can't see when they're born. Okay, that's what you think. But like I say, I got 8 kids, and I guess that's why I love you young folks so much, because I really, you know, dig what you're doing and what you stand for. You young folks got to quit worrying about all of us old fools laying around bad mouthing y'all all the time. I mean, you know what that is. We do it because we jealous. You know, we know you're gonna outlive us. That's right. That's why I seen 2 old cats, 90 years old, standing on the corner. They said, I don't know what's wrong with the youth today. When we was kids, we didn't go around stealing automobiles. They didn't have them. You got to be out of your mind to steal a horse. I don't know about, you know, my daughter, them kids, but my kids so hip. Then one night, me and my lady was stepping out to the movie, you know, and my daughter, Michelle and Lynn, came and said, Daddy, where y'all going? I said, we're going to the movie. They said, take us. I said, well, you know, it says for adults only, you know. And my daughter said, you shouldn't go to a movie where you can't take your kids. I said, why? I said, they're going to trick y'all. That's right. Do you know you can't trick kids in one of them movies? But they tricked the hell out of me. It's one of them old bad movies. Just when I got the plot all together, dig it about halfway through the flick, I figured out the plot, and all I had to do was just connect one more, and just when I got ready to connect it, they ran one of them titties across the screen on me. And I was so busy finding a titty, I missed the plot. To show you how stupid it is, I brought 2 titties with me. I got 2 live ones here. I'm looking at one I can't even get to. And if I got to, it ain't gonna do no good. So from here on in, I don't go to no movie except for adults only. That's right. If I can't take my kids, forget it. Hey, thank you. Hey, thank you. So it's nice to be back. We'll be here for like, you know, 1 more week. Close on Monday, so, you know, come on back and let's do it again. I hope you sell some of that stuff, you know. You know, so I went to college a little longer than you did, though, but I did the same thing. I split. And then a couple of weeks ago, they just gave me an honorary doctor's degree at Malcolm X University. And I didn't know what to do with it. I thought I was a medical doctor. I walked around starving. I didn't know. They didn't say it. They said it's a goddamn doctor's degree. You know, you deserve it, you know. So I walked around, tried to heal folks. First 3 died. You know, you know. So, you know, when that Southern cat called me about curing his mom and daughter and his kids, I thought he read about my doctor's degree. You know, I didn't know. So have fun, and glad you could come out. God bless you. Peace and freedom. Thank you.
Yeah. The great Dick Gregory. That was dope, man. That titty bit got me. Cause I don't know if I'm a titty man. You know, I like every part. You know, I'm an everything man. You know what I mean? What's not to like? But that the titty thing. You know what the titty thing is? I was just thinking today, I only look at stories that have titties in it. Like I don't care who it is. If it ain't got titties in it, if it's a broad and you ain't got some cleavage in it, I'm not gonna click. And if it's a dude and it ain't got some type of titty in it, some type of Instagram model, something, I'm not gonna click on it. It could even be booty because the stories, you don't know what you really get into. It could be some sad shit about lipo or something. But if there's titties in it, it's usually something about fun in the sun. I don't know, but that's what I imagine titties are all about. It's fun in the sun. I think titties are very beach type of characters. Anyway, so that titty bit, man, he was like, I brought 2 titties and I couldn't stop focusing on the titties. Oh man, I get you, Dick. I get you, Rich. Richard Gregory, in the flesh tonight. I guess we could keep it going. We could do another. I don't know. Yeah, we could do another one. How we doing? Liz, give me a hand raise, even if I know you don't want to talk, but give me a hand raise if you want to listen to another record, and I'll keep this going. Okay, I got you. All right. So we will keep this Dick Gregory train a-rolling. That was Dick Gregory live at the Village Gate. Now we got Dick Gregory, My Brother's Keeper. By the look on the album cover here, it looks like it takes place in some type of white school. This shit is crazy. But yes. Gregory, My Brother's Keeper. Side 1. Thank you guys for tuning in. Always a pleasure. Always fun. Dick Gregory, My Brother's Keeper.
Every day, every year, changing textbooks. The average college in America have had the same system for about the last 100 years. I think either flunking out. And I think it's about time that today we, in the colleges in the United States, need to wake up. For one, there's absolutely no need for a final exam at the end of every semester. I say this simply because there's so many kids across this country in colleges today that will float through a whole semester and cram for the last 2 weeks and make an A. What a marvelous thing, and what top minds would we produce if you gave an exam at the end of the 4 years, which means you'd have to cram for 4 years. We might not graduate as many, but for every one that would come out would be equal to 20 that's coming out now. These are the problems. You have so many kids that go to college to make A's, to make a grade, and all it amounts to, if you want somebody to tell you what you're worth, it's so amazing. Check the records. How many of you learn to think? Challenge to think. To research. You're the minds of tomorrow. You got a hell of a burden waiting for you when you get out. Because the old folks have made a lot of mistakes, baby. And it's getting to the point today where certain things are beginning to catch up with us, with our educational system. And we're going to have a complete breakdown on it. And the sooner, the better. Anyone else?
Yeah, Alfred, could you tell us the difference between a Southern liberal and a Northern liberal?
difference between a Southern liberal and a Northern liberal. I actually don't really see too much difference in the two of them. Most of the liberals say, what can we give you tomorrow? And the people that's hung up in this minority struggle is saying, give it to me today. The Constitution of this great country mentions nothing about tomorrow. It says today. This is what more people are beginning to wake up to today. The Northern liberal and the Southern liberal, to me, represents the third man in a fist fight. We have a problem today of where this problem is left on you young people because the old folks couldn't solve it at all. This is what you're going out here in the world with, this so-called racial problem that we have in America. It's just a matter really of being fair with yourself, fair with other people. Just remember one thing, you're an individualist first, an American second, and a nationality third. If you think our problems as an individual first, you get some strange answers. Everybody talks about General Walker participating down in Mississippi. I felt sorry for General Walker myself, and damn glad he didn't go to jail. Because I said, if the United States government can pay General Walker for 20 years, top dollar as a general, to run a segregated army, then he go to Mississippi and do it free. They say he's crazy. I say he's not. We taught him that. Everybody said, what a disgrace. The Mississippi cops didn't look for a race ride. I said, what's the difference in a Mississippi cop not looking for a race ride and a northern cop not looking for a bookie or a dope pusher? Just two cops that didn't do their work first before you inject anything into it. Everybody was happy that the Catholic Church kicked this one out down in New Orleans. I felt sorry for them. Because when the church can go along with a racially segregated school to the year 1962, then they ought to let her go along with them till her daughter graduates. These are the many problems we have today. One, religion had failed us. And when I say religion had failed us, I mean exactly religion had failed us. I can take you back to Chicago Sunday morning, and I can take you into 20 churches that they wouldn't let me in, but few taverns. And it makes you wonder which one of those buildings should the cross be on. Now, religion have definitely failed us. The day you young people start thinking, maybe the religious leaders will straighten up. They preach 24 hours a day, thou shalt not kill. This is good if you're going to protect me with this theory. Don't preach to me, thou shalt not kill, and the minute America gets into war, they knock that Bible out of your hand and my hand and send both of us over there. Call me a soldier and you a chaplain. And I want to know, what's the difference? A man break in my house and rape my daughter, my wife, and you tell me thou shalt not kill. But you okay me to go lay on some cold ground and shoot at some cat I never met before that might not do the things this guy done to me. So religion has failed. Every time we look around, we talking about missionary work, going up on the Indian reservation. That's a disgrace. You ought to go up there and bring them down. These are the jobs that you young people have. The Indians that's alive in America today was born under the United States Constitution. They are American first. We had to fight Russia tonight and lost. They would consider the Indians as being non-Americans. And it's a dirty shame when you think a country as great as this still kept these Indians up on the reservation as long as they have. And you have states right now that's still trying to get legislation through to still misuse the Indian today. the problems that confront you young people today. This is why you're going to have to think, because we made a lot of mistakes. This is why we're going to have to wake up, think. I don't know how thorough you read the newspaper report on that airplane that crashed down in Miami early this week. Did you notice that one little section where they said they closed up that Indian school and used it as a morgue? I wonder had it been reversed, had that school been closed up. We don't think. The only place in your life you've ever participated in a fire drill is in a public place. And yet and still we lose 99% of the people that burn to death. It happens in the home, but we've never thought about having a fire drill in a home. We spend billions of dollars every year on civil defense. We have civil defense buildings all over America, and do you know they closed on weekends? Like Khrushchev just fights a 5-day week. We have a lot of waking up to do because we've made so many mistakes. And this is what you young people go out in the world with on your shoulders today. All of our mistakes. Anyone else? The Muslims, for one, the Muslims have existed for something like 35 years. And the Negro actually knew nothing about them until the white man put him on his television show. "35 years the Muslims have been in existence. And we didn't know anything about it until the leading white universities in America started inviting them on campus to speak. Not one Negro college in America have ever had a Muslim on campus to speak. This is a myth. I don't know why. The black Muslims never knew they had 200,000 members till the New York Times told them they did. The Muslims represent a big joke to me, because all my life I've been told, leave that switchblade at home, quit drinking and acting a damn fool, and leave that white woman alone and we'll accept you. The Muslims decided to do that and they called it un-American. So the Muslims represent a corn on my foot. If you have a corn on your foot and you go to the best foot specialist in the world and he removes that corn, if you put it back in that tight shoe, you're going to get another corn. So what do you want to get rid of first, the shoe or the corn? You know, you look around at the so-called problems we have today in America and it just frightens you to death. It makes you wonder about the intelligence level of this country and of the whole world. This racial problem, we consider a racial problem, could be solved tonight. If one seven-headed idiot floated down here and called us Earth people, that's what we would be. And Kennedy and Khrushchev would be sitting at a table 5 hours from now saying, what can we do with this thing? That's the problem. Everybody's fighting something and there's really nothing to fight. No real racial problem. You never heard of a race ride in the wintertime. If you lived in the state of Illinois and you decided to drive your car to certain sections of the South, where they'd see that Illinois license plate and underneath it, Land of Lincoln, they would shoot through your car. But they won't get rid of the $5 bills that have Lincoln's picture and his name on them. So it's amazing. This great problem we're supposed to have, it really don't exist. You know, it could be solved tomorrow. But we passed the buck on it. He said, well, it's not me. The old folks teach us hate. Old folks can't tell you who to marry. If your parents can't teach you who to love, you know damn good and well they can't teach you who to hate unless you kind of wanted to do it a little bit yourself. these are the problems we have today. No, I would never go into politics, because when you go into politics, you lose your freedom of speech.
Yep.
It's a lot different when you have to think for a group of people than it is when you think as an individualist. Political setup in this country is the biggest myth in the world. Everyone walks around this great country believing the greatest right you have in America is the right to vote. And the greatest right you have in America is the right not to vote and won't anything happen to you. But as long as they can keep you believing the greatest right you have is the right to vote, then they can keep you voting for the lesser of the two evils.
Wow.
That's why we can't get good government from the national level to the state level to the local level. Because we're so busy believing the greatest right we have is the right to vote.
Yo.
So, well, he's no good, but he's better, so you put him in so he don't steal all the money.
Oh, so that was side A. Wow, he ended on a fucking nugget right there, man. And look, it is important to vote. Like, I don't think that's what he's saying is that it's not important to vote. But, I mean, that was just such a brilliant way of putting it, that really the freedom is the freedom to not vote. Now, the problem is that we live in a society, especially for people of color, black people in particular, and other, marginalized and oppressed communities. We live in a world where our only choice is to vote until there's some sense of equity, some sense of equality. But the reality is the freedom that we're truly trying to traffic in is the freedom to not have to vote, right? Like the privilege, the luxury of knowing that someone is looking out for you whether you care or not. And that's a word right there. That's a word. I also love whenever you go into politics, you lose your freedom of speech. That's deep, man. That's deep. I think about how Trump kind of made that seem untrue. But even he, I'm sure, was times where he wanted to just curse the whole press corps out and just call them a bunch of genitalia and other things. And I know Obama definitely wanted to call a few people some motherfuckers. But you can't do that because, like you said, you speak for a group. And this is what we've all kind of done to ourselves, trying to make ourselves celebrities and trying to make ourselves brands and things of that nature. Because once you do that, now you lose your individuality. And now you do lose a lot of your liberties, a lot of your freedoms. Because now you represent a sponsorship. You represent a community. You represent a demographic. You represent a group, And now, you know what I mean? You can't make the same type of music or the same type of art or say whatever comes to your mind because you might offend that bag. And that is, that's the tragedy. And maybe that's why I'm not famous, because I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Alright, anyway. Moving it along, our next thing is side B of My Brother's Keeper. This really seems to be more of a kind of like a TED Talk that he's doing. And I like that, man. I like that. I think it's, there's something changed about comedy where, like, now we got to do a punchline every goddamn 10 seconds. It's like, sometimes you just want to sit in something and actually say something and have people hear it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Any more questions? Yes.
What is your impression of Adam Clayton Powell?
Adam Clayton Powell? He's a hell of a politician. I met him several times, and on one incident I told him there was one little angle I differed with him on, and that was his hard fight to keep the school bill watered down on federal aid to schools. He feels that he's right in saying no school should receive money that's segregated. I say this is good. You tell the people in the state of Mississippi and Georgia, as long as your schools are segregated, you can't receive any federal money for schools. But he sits right there in the Congress and let them give him money to build a federal highway. So if you're going to take my tax money and build a highway in the state of Mississippi where a cat can travel 10 miles to lynch me, then give them kids some money.
Maybe some more.
Well, I don't think it's really that much different. The only difference between the Negro in the South and the Negro in the North is you're a little bit safer up here. In the South, they don't care how close the Negro gets as long as he don't get too big, and up North, they don't care how big the Negro gets as long as he don't get too close. We look down and we talk about the South. You realize the state of California has more segregated schools than Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi put together? Because if you have segregated schools, you have to have segregated neighborhoods. And wherever you have racial tension, you have people that can't think. Say a Negro problem? There's no Negro problem in America. Show me a Negro problem in America and I'll show you dumb white leadership. Governor Barnett, any incident you find, we don't control anything. So we can't have a problem. This goes as long as we hung up in this racial fight and this racial struggle, we can't think. You have one of the largest states, the largest state in America, right here in California. And you had a football team in this state that got killed in a plane wreck. And they hadn't received one penny. It's a disgrace to the state of California. The insurance company backed out. The airline went bankrupt. And the state said we didn't have anything to do with it. But if one of your athletes in this school here go to Michigan and stick up a bank, the state bars will be here talking to the president. And all those kids that got killed on that plane wreck representing this state of California in a football game, and this great state of California is fixing to adopt Chile and have forgot about their own. Said what lies ahead for the Negro today, we have a new Negro today. We have new minority groups today. 20 and 30 years ago, the Negro had an empty stomach. Today, his belly's full and his mind is hungry. Man reacts much differently behind a full stomach and a hungry mind. I don't think the Negro have ever wanted anything but just to be fair. Keep me a second-class citizen if you must, but please don't make me pay first-class taxes. Send me to the worst schools in America if you must, but when I go in to apply for a job, please don't give me the same test you give that white boy. Give me the roughest job in the steel mill right next to the furnace, but please don't go out and tell people I stink. It's a matter of being fair. When I pick up the paper, I read about a Negro crime rate. I say, what Negro crime rate? John Graham put 40 sticks of dynamite in his mother's luggage and blew up a whole plane. Every time Bobby Senator Kennedy mentioned the syndicate, it's not us. I say, what Negro crime rate? In the history of the world, man has always had three ways to survive: work, bar, or steal. If you don't give me a job, won't put me on relief, I'll take it from you. This is human nature.
All we want is to be fair. Every time you pick up the paper, you read about Negro women with illegitimate kids, and who wrote the article? Some chick living in a neighborhood where they got abortion credit cards. And this is all the Negro is after today. Negro walk downtown and steal something, he's a rogue. White guy go downtown and steal something, he's a kleptomaniac. We draw the line. We forget there's not a Negro crime rate, it's an American crime rate. It's not Negro women with illegitimate kids, it's American women with illegitimate kids. We are Americans. The only time the average Negro becomes an American is when he leaves the country. Then he becomes an American. We are fixing to go to Russia to run a track meet. The American track team will run against the Russian track team. And it's a disgrace to think a Negro can go to Russia and run in an integrated track meet, but he can't go to the state of Louisiana because they have a law that prevents integrated sports. These are the problems we have today. Yes. I like all fighters, man. That's the only way we can get Negroes on television is Saturday Night Fight. Go ahead, one more. Yeah. Integration being the direct opposite of segregation? No. You're dealing with two different things now. Segregation is one thing. Racial segregation is something else. To go into a TB ward in a hospital where they put the patients over in this one section, that's segregation. To put a person over in the hospital in one section because of race, is racial segregation. The world could never survive without prejudice. It's racial prejudice. The two are so close together. To look at you and assume you're a hell of an athlete because I look at you the way you walk, this would be prejudice. To assume that you're a hell of an athlete because you're a Negro, this is racial prejudice. It's a very fine line between the two of them. Now, all of us haven't got rhythm, baby. I'm sorry. Do I plan to write a book? No, I do a lot of research. I have a lot of research staff. My staff consists of about 12 people, only to find out certain problems. Like right now, I'm researching this plane wreck here, and I'm going to give it to a national magazine, and maybe some of your political leaders will wake up and do something about this. I was in the state of Mississippi. I send the research fellows down there, and I had to go down myself because the things that go on by the name of Clyde Kennard. I don't know if any of you in the house is familiar with this case. This is a Negro that registered to go to the University of Southern Mississippi 3 years ago. The day he walked on campus, they found $5, 5 sacks of stolen chicken feed on his farm. The next day he was sentenced to 7.5 years of hard labor in the Mississippi State Penitentiary. When I found out about this, I sent my team of researchers into Mississippi. It was very shocking, the things we found out. I made a vow in the nightclub in Chicago, New Year's Eve, that my New Year's resolution was to see to it that Clyde Kennard gets out of the penitentiary. I had a young man from the press say, well, how can you do this? You're not a lawyer. I get the facts, and I expose the facts. America will get him out. This is the faith I have in America. Well, Well, if I never live to see another New Year's resolution come true, this one happened. We gathered up the information on this. The best chicken feed on the market is Purina. Sells for $4.50 a sack. This was a lesser grade they claim they found. They stick the value at it at $5 a sack to get a $25 felony rap on you. I've been in jail 2.5 years as of 3 weeks ago, and he had never been allowed a visitor. I found a sister of his that lived in Chicago, bought her a plane ticket, put her on the plane, and gave her a list of questions to ask him. Not until then did the world know that he was dying from cancer. The day she arrived there, 2 convicts had to pull him out of bed, dress him, bring him down to the visiting room. The next day he was back on hard labor. I'm gathering these facts, getting them to the press, exposing them, taking them into Washington, D.C., to the Justice Department. After it was exposed, and as I said, America will get him out. You did. Thursday, I left the Justice Department to the millions of other people that had read about the case. By the time my plane had landed in Chicago, Clyde Kennard had been released. Governor Barnett gave a direct order to take him to the University of Mississippi Hospital. They had to go out in the field and get this young man off of hard labor. He wasn't a convict. The University of Mississippi Hospital didn't have to treat him. But we had to send a jet plane down to Mississippi that night, pick him up, bring him back into the hospital, and now he's in the hospital in the University of Chicago, where they operated on him this morning, and they give him 6 months to live. But he's out. These are the things that's going on. Not in the state of Mississippi, but in America. I just airlifted something like 14,000 pounds of food to an area in Mississippi where the average white man makes $300 a year. $300 a year. And we can't load our care packages on these foreign planes quick enough. This is what's going on in the state of Mississippi today. This is what's happening in America today. When you get aggravation in one Jewish temple, and they riot in one American school, peoples all over the world are led to believe that this happened every hour, every second in America. This is the job you young people have. Change the image of this country, because these monsters are beginning to slip up on us every day. A white man in America will go to Moscow, Russia, and walk all over Russia, pitch black midnight, and tell Khrushchev to go to hell, but he's scared to come in a Negro neighborhood after dark, and he owns it. These are the problems we have. This is what you're going out to the world.
John Birch Society.
And you're going to have little organizations that spring up as long as you have a democracy. Everyone worries about the American Communist Party. Do you realize there's not one American communist you could give $10 million to and tell him to go to Russia? He wants to be a communist under this good constitution. We have time for one more question, and then yeah.
What do you think of the American college fraternity and sorority system?
Say it again. What do I think of the American?
College fraternity and sorority system.
I think it's a wonderful thing. For one, you get to know people a little bit better, especially for the larger universities where you can get into closed groups. And it's a disgrace the amount of racial segregation that goes on. Sororities and fraternities in the northern colleges today. This is a disgrace. We had an incident that made national news last year. A sorority where the Negro girl registered to join in Wisconsin. They made a lot of stink about it, and they tried to get to the president of the national president who lived in Long Island, New York. You remember that story? And they knocked on her door for 4 days and couldn't get to her. And when she finally opened the door, she said, "It's none of your business how we run our sorority." Sorority incident happened in Wisconsin. The national president lived in Long Island, New York. And the same answer she gave didn't sound too much different from the answer Barnett was giving. So it's something that you young kids will have to clean up. We've waited for the older people too long, they haven't cleaned it up. You're the one that's going to suffer by this. You're the one that the whole world looks to today. These are the problems we have. Again, I'd like to say you've been a very wonderful audience. It's my pleasure to be here. Good luck. God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, he ended on a pretty solemn note. I'm pretty sure whoever that national head of that sorority was, she lived in fucking the Hamptons. Probably in fucking shitty ass Montauk. She ain't had no nice place. Fucking. But it's interesting, man. Whenever I think of sororities and fraternities, I immediately think white and black. Like, I immediately think of black sororities and fraternities, and I think of white sororities and fraternities. I never really think of black people trying to be in white sororities and fraternities. But yeah, I'm sure that definitely was a huge problem. And I can't imagine what the hazing was like. This has been really fucking deep. And, yeah, very deep. Very deep. Dick Gregory. Definitely the voice we needed this week. So that was Dick Gregory, my brother's keeper. Our next one, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is, I think this is a 2-disc series. Oh wow. Wait, no. Maybe this is a continuation of Live at the Village Gay. No, this is Dick Gregory, Light Side, Dark Side. Right. Yeah. Oh, we might have to save that for next week. Because I think there's a lot to ruminate on right now. And I wanna like smoke a J, have some dinner, and think about some of the humor I listened to tonight, and how it made me think. Anyway,